everybody, it's Sarah here, and in this video today I want to talk a bit about a healing crisis. What is a healing crisis? How and when can it affect you, and what can you do about it? So anytime you have any energy work or healing work or light language, any kind of fifth dimensional tool, it's really powerful, and sometimes we can forget how powerful these tools are. And they always will create a change. They'll create a change in our energy field, they'll create a change in our physical body, our cells, and it will often pull out negative and old stuff that we don't want, and that will result in a healing crisis. So this healing crisis can happen on many levels. It's really common after to have a healing session, for example, to feel really tired and have to have a nap and go to bed early. It normally only lasts a really short amount of time, like 12 to 24 hours. But depending on the strength and the power of the energy change that you've had, it could go on for longer. Some of the stuff that we clear out when we're doing energy healing and light language is deep wounds, past life stuff, and it has to go through the layers. So it might be released on the etheric level, but then it has to be released on the emotional level, and then on the physical level. And obviously the physical level is a denser, slower level, so it takes a while for it to work its way out. And while it's coming out and clearing, it's quite often to have like flu type response. You can feel achy, you can feel tired, you can feel weepy and sad and emotional, and it can really bring up a lot of stuff, you know. And ultimately it's really good because it's coming out and it's clearing away from you. But while you're in it, you can panic a little bit, figure, well, I went for healing and now I'm feeling like 10 times worse. But it's a really common effect. Also with light language and any type of healing, they're powerful and sacred tools, and it's really important to use them in a really respectful and sacred manner. Last week I did a video on a light language activation, and I got some feedback that I hadn't really provided any support or any aftercare for people that might be triggered or have a negative reaction for this activation. So I really want to talk a little bit about how to use these tools in a really respectful manner and just know what you're getting into. It might not feel like a lot is going on. It might just sound like crazy sounds or whatever, but these are really powerful tools and they really need to be used with respect. So I would urge anyone, if you're going to start doing light language, to always create a sacred space beforehand. Always make sure you're surrounded by the light and that you've cleared any stuff. And if you feel something's been triggered, really focus and look in on that rather than just trying to push it away, because it's come up for you to look at, for you to process, and then ultimately to clear. So I'm going to do a little bit of light language now to really help cement, or not cement, to really stabilize your energy field if you've been having things that have triggered you in your life, if you're having a healing crisis, if you're just feeling stuff's been brought up to the surface. I mean, at the moment, with this, what's going on in the world at the moment, nearly everyone is having this detox reaction. People having masks on their face, that's triggering people from past lifetimes when they've, you know, were slaves and stuff. The people losing their jobs, there's so much fear and bad stuff going on in our world that is triggering past life memories of end of a world scenarios and all sorts of stuff. It's all coming out to be cleared. Like, you can't build an amazing new society without pulling down the old, and that creates, you know, rubble and distress and noise and chaos. But it's a process, and you have to go through that process with all type of healing, whether it's global healing or just your own personal healing. So now I'm going to do some light language to really help, just to calm down those energies. And if things are coming up too quickly for you, just to really, just to help support you in that process, in knowing that it's a process, knowing that it will pass, and knowing that you can deal with it and you can cope with it. And just to not let your thoughts run away with, oh my God, you know, this is creating something awful in me. Okay. So I'm going to use this really special Lemurian seed crystal that I've got, because I really find it helps cement the light language codes in. Nia la koto ia paka, nia tola katata ia kua takata, nia a lo uia la koto oia, sia la toto ko o, nia la koto toto malakata, nia satato uia hue, kia la toto, nia sala katata ui ia tatako ua, nia la tato eata, nia lea uia, ia tato koto ia lata, Nia sototokototua, ariakia tata, nia latatoto. I'm really separating out the layers of energy here to really help anything that is moving to be able to pass through it freely and easily. Nia lakototoia bata alaka, nia sieta katotoia balata, nia lo uia, tia lalakototoia balaka tatata. Okay, I feel that's all it needs at the moment, because it's just the first step in this process, and this is just, like I said, separating out the layers so that things can have a smooth transition from one state to the next and be able to pass through quicker. I can actually feel the crystal is heating up since I was doing that, so that's cool. Right, so just let that absorb into your body. And just let it sit. You might feel buzzing in your ears. You might feel like a kind of electric type feeling in the air after that. So make sure you use your protection around you before you go off and do anything else. If you want to know any more about my work, my healing work, my light language work, I also draw code drawings of your soul, like a light language interpretation of your soul. Then just check out my website on www.lightlanguage.co.uk, and I'd love to hear your feedback, you know, how you felt with that light language, and, you know, if it brought anything up for you, just leave a comment below. All right, bye.